I'm going to talk about some different components of our identity. So your identity has different types and things that form it. So you have your physical identity, what we see, active identity, what we do, social identity, who we spend time with, psychological identity, what we think about, and your digital identity, which is how you present yourself online. Your ethnic identity goes along with your active and social and psychological identity. People do focus on different parts of their identity at different times of their life. So your physical identity is the visual appearance that we can see. This is what other people see when you're walking down the street or you're at school. This could be your race, age, height, hair color, skin, shape, eye color, physical characteristics, and fashion or style. This is an image of the binary gender model. This is just kind of what goes along with our society's basic expectations. We can call it their old school way of thinking. The biological sex is basically when a baby is born and they look at the genitals, they'll determine if the sex is a male or a female. It has to do with the different cells that are in the body. So people born with a penis who have a lot of testosterone in their body are called male. People born with a lot of progesterone and estrogen and a vagina are called female. Then, as this baby grows, our society tends to expect them to be certain things that are associated with their biological sex. The binary gender identity, if someone's born with a vagina, would be woman. If someone born with a penis would be man. But some people don't follow that binary gender model, and that's okay. This line that says do not cross is just a symbol of what would make it harder in our society. Gender expression is the way somebody acts or how they act, the role that they play, because in our society we've associated a sex and a gender with actions and roles in life. So something may be considered masculine or feminine. Sexual orientation would be who that person's attracted to. So someone who is heterosexual, if they're born with a penis and they call themselves a man and they act in a masculine way and are attracted to women, would be following the binary gender model. A lot of people do not follow this model, and so that's when we can talk about what kind of challenges they might face in our society. So gender identity is basically just what someone wants to call themselves based on what they feel like best represents themselves. There's many different names, there's ways, and this might change over time. This is different than sexual identity or sexual orientation. Those terms have to do with who that person wants to date and who they're attracted to. Your active identity is based on the participation in your activities and interests. Maybe you're in a music group or theater or athletics, or you have hobbies like gardening, or you're into art or video games, or maybe what your job is, or what schools you go to, or hobbies that you have. Your psychological identity is your internal thoughts and feelings. These could be the ways you react to situations. Are you more calm and passive, or do you like to confront and get in someone's face? Your personal morals and your beliefs, your political aspirations or beliefs, and your personal opinions and your personal goals. Things like, what do you think is the meaning of success? If you were to be successful, what would that look like? You probably have a different definition than somebody else. Your social identity is who you're connected to and why. Where your active identity is what you do, social identity is who you're connected with. So this could be your ethnic identity, like we mentioned, which is like your culture, your family, friendship groups, religious groups, memberships you're in, the town you live in, or cultural groups. So here's more on your ethnic identity. Ethnicity is a person's connection to a social group that shares similar culture or national ties. You might see their connections through traditions, language, religion, or other cultural values. Your racial identity refers to a person's physical characteristics. We mentioned this in the physical identity piece. This mostly is relation to skin color, but it might also have to do with hair, bone structure, eyes, etc. Lastly is your digital and virtual identity. This is the online presence you give the world, the characteristics you might give off on your social media. This might be the same or different than the other components of your identity because it's so easy to change.